So, what game would you like me to play?
Titanfall 2.
Stand by for Titanfall!
I'm not sure if I'm ready. No! Oh, shit!
Titanfall 2. So, I'm aware of Titanfall. I know that it's on a whole bunch of like best first-person shooter lists.
Rightfully so.
We'll find out. Okay. Hold your horses. So, I know very minimally about it. I know it's robots. I know it's futuristic. But why do you like it so much?
Okay, so first off, the company that made it, they were the original people that made the Call of Duty franchise. That means that its foundation is strong with how it plays. Terrific movement. The guns feel really good. It feels polished, right? So the very first thing is that it's just a really polished feeling experience. But lots of first-person shooters are polished, right? I mean, from all eras. Doom, Fear, GoldenEye, right? So what makes Titanfall unique, right, is how it leverages its futuristic setting. And what it does to absolute mastery is its creative levels. So, as a for instance, it's so far in the future that there is a level where you're in a massive underground factory. And it's a factory that's making shoot houses for a militia. So imagine, and when I say massive, this factory is like the size of, it's so big you can't even see the ends of it. It's just
Like a city block?
Yeah, or maybe even potentially bigger because it's so big it's just darkness, right? And they're making shoot houses for a militia. So like a platform comes down like on this massive conveyor belt and you're running around on this platform shooting people, and like walls for the shoot house, they'll come down while you're in the middle of a gun battle, and like these robots are like riveting these walls like into the ground, and they're like building steps, and you're scaling this while you're shooting people because the movement's so fast too, and it just makes for an absolutely incredible level that is just, it's amazing how the creativity that's on display. And I'm not going to spoil it, but as a matter of fact, there's a level in this game that leverages the futuristic setting of the game. I'd put it in the top 5 first-person shooter levels of all time. It is so good. It is not an exaggeration. The level, it features this mechanic that is only found in this singular level, and what they do with this mechanic is unbelievable. It is so amazing, and I cannot wait for you to play it. It's so cool.
Safe to say, I'm sold. Let's take a look.
Not waste time here.
Oh, poop. Oh, I almost recovered. Oh, can you do it?
You can do it. Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Dude. Wow. Who needs to plan when you can just bumble your way up to the ledge?
It worked.
You're welcome to stay as long as it
Oh, I actually killed that too.
That was slick.
That's pretty cool.
Go to visual. It's a
Dude, that was ice cold.
Controls transfer to Arthur.
I'm in his papoose.
Protocol 2.
So there's a decent amount of mech combat in this game. What do you think about that at this point in the game?
I'm not a huge fan.
Okay. Do you hate it, or do you just prefer the on-ground?
Just feels very uninspired to me.
Because it's so samey, just what you do.
Yeah.
You shoot them 4 times, you launch your rocket salvo, you save your super attack for a big guy, rinse and repeat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, like I found myself when I was playing this game feeling similarly, and I was like always switching my loadout to try to keep things kind of spicy while I was playing. Her Gundam is all red. It looks really cool.
It is a cool looking one. He's like, here's your new helmet. cool looking pistol.
Oh, just wait.
A cool knife.
Mm-hmm.
Probably the same one I've had the entire game that I can't frickin' use.
You don't need a knife when you can punch like Mike Tyson. Smart pistol.
That's pistol.
Commander Brick.
Whoa.
How good does it feel just eviscerating those shield guys with that thing?
It feels wonderful. BT.
This is a highly dangerous environment.
Bussy Tactical.
That's what BT stands for? I thought it stood for Big Thug.
That's quite unique.
Were you expecting that?
Based off the beginning of the level, yes, 100%.
The ability to control it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, isn't that cool?
Now that's fucking cool.
C left. You beat Titanfall 2. What did you think?
In a word, I would say probably underwhelmed.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
Underwhelmed.
Yeah, maybe it was hyped up too much. I was expecting something life-changing. I was expecting something to be called one of the best first-person shooters of all time. And I don't think this is it.
Okay. Man, I'm rattled. Wow. Okay. So you're underwhelmed. Let's go down the laundry list of why you are underwhelmed.
Oh,
From this incredible video game. Why are you underwhelmed? Go ahead, try me.
gameplay, not super compelling.
What do you mean?
It 100% reminds me that it was developed by the Call of Duty guys. Right? It's very, go here, shoot these people, they're dead, move on to the next thing, shoot these people, rinse and repeat. Thankfully, the game is incredibly short, so it didn't overstay its welcome.
Okay, all right. So it has a formula, right? It's a single-player first-person shooter game. You're glossing over the go to point A to go to point B. What about the levels? Even the creative levels underwhelmed you?
I would say there were 2 levels that were worth playing out of all of them. The one that you talked about where you change time, and then like the radar level. I thought those 2 were super well done, very cool. Other than that, I think it was a wash.
What about the level where you're underground and they're creating those shoot houses? You're in that massive factory.
That to me was frustrating. It's cool, but it was just a frustrating level.
Why? The platforming?
Yes. The guns were super cool. For a futuristic game, I think they did those very well. The whole BT throwing you, very cool. I'm not a huge mech combo game dude. That was cool. The customization for the mech itself, they had a lot of variety, right? But I just found what worked, and I just used that.
Let's talk about that for a moment. So I completely agree that the mech combat, once the initial impact of him picking you up and putting you in the cockpit and you taking down a couple mechs, okay, that was cool, but you get a mech segment in almost every level. And I'll say, as much as I love the game, there's too many mech combat segments. And I know we discussed briefly that, I know for me, I was starting to get a little bored of them, so I switched my loadout constantly to keep things kind of spicy. What do you think?
That probably would have been a better way to go. I think I was just ready to get it over with. So I just wanted to use what I knew worked. So although I think it's a fine first-person shooter, would I have been okay if I never played it or watched somebody else play it?
Don't say it.
Yes.
Don't say it.
100%.
You're breaking my heart. Wow.
Yeah, for as much as this was hyped up, not only by you, but by the internet,
Let's take a step back. There's a level where you have the power to control time, and you're handling present day. You're fighting those dog monsters, and in the past, you're fighting those soldiers. You get the ability with a button press. You flip flop between time, and you use it to completely overwhelm those soldier enemies that didn't make any kind of lasting impact on you. Like you like flip back in the past and you're fighting them, and like if your magazine runs dry, so you flip to present time to maybe reload your gun, and you hear over comms, what does this guy have? He's so fast. Like, does he have a cloaking device? And you're completely they have no idea what power that you're wielding in that level, and you just completely mog those soldiers that didn't. You just eviscerate them like you're this unstoppable time-bending soldier killer man, and that didn't excite you.
Not as much as it did when you get bullet time in Fear.
You mean all of Fear, the entire game? You have bullet time?
Yes. In a word, yes.
Well, that's what's fun about this, is that actually, you know what? I kind of prefer that you have a dissenting opinion on this, because it wouldn't make our discussion terribly interesting. I am absolutely shocked and appalled that you didn't like it as much as I do. Especially, I can't believe you didn't like the level, the underground factory level. That level is so good. The droning music, the platforming, you get that space M14, you're shooting people. I'm blown away. Away. And I'll tell you what, you know what, after this, then your suggestion better be pretty sweet, or I'm coming at you. I'm gonna let you have it. That was gay.
That was gay. Yeah, like in terms of like first-person shooters of all time, like I think, at least for me, these may not necessarily be good games, but games that I like.
Yeah, sure. What do you got?
Is like obviously Ravenholm in Half-Life 2.
Oh, levels, individual levels. Okay, that's cool. All right.
Or
Ravenholm.
Games in general.
No. Give me the first-person shooter ones. This is good.
The prison in the Chronicles of Riddick game, I thought was so cool.
You mean Butcher Bay?
Yes.
Like most of Butcher Bay?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's a great. So Ravenholm, Butcher Bay. What else?
Notre Dame in Time Splitters 2, when you're fighting the zombies.
Oh, I don't even remember that.
The first time playing Left 4 Dead, and in terms of, since this is a COD related thing, like it's hard to match All Gillied Up or that mission in Call of Duty 2019. I think it's Clean House, when you're like in England and you're just going through the house killing all those terrorists that are embedded.
I'll give you All Gillied Up. That mission is really an all-timer. It's one of the ones that I would think about, right next to the time-bending level in Titanfall 2.
You had me so hyped up for that. That is absolutely foul.
You know what? It's a fun discussion. It's more fun when we just don't agree, so I appreciate it. Glad you played it.
Well, I'm C Left. This is C Right. We'll see you later.